Do you know CPR and how to use an automated external defibrillator known as an AED? Well, if you don't, you might want to after hearing my story. I've always led a very active life, running, hiking, kayaking, and biking with my friends and family, just loving life. We had no history of heart problems in our family until August 17, 2008. On that day, I experienced sudden cardiac arrest during the swim portion of a triathlon and found myself dependent on the courage of strangers to pull me out of the water and save my life. If it hadn't been for those strangers who performed CPR on me for the first time in their lives, I'd be dead. I had no pulse and was not responding to CPR. Two bike medics who were on the shore rushed to the scene. They administered an IV and intubated me in order to manually open my airways. The paramedics and firefighters arrived and quickly transported me to Harborview Medical Center. At the hospital, the doctors chilled my body for 24 hours in order to reduce the risk of a brain injury, and they told my husband and children that I would probably die or end up with severe brain damage. But I woke from a coma 3 days later. I have no memory of ever starting the triathlon, let alone the traumatic events that followed once I entered the water. After 23 days in the hospital and 5 months of intensive occupational, speech, and physical therapy, I got my life back. But I would never have the second chance without the actions of all those strangers that day. One person dies from sudden cardiac arrest every 2 minutes, and only 6% survive. I'm one of the lucky 6%, but I want to save the other 94%. Every year, sudden cardiac arrest exceeds the total number of deaths from AIDS, breast cancer, lung cancer, and stroke. For victims of cardiac arrest, the chain of survival starts when someone recognizes the problem and calls 911. Starting CPR within minutes and administering an AED can be the difference between life and death. I go red to share my survivor story and tell people how important it is to learn CPR and how to use an AED. Please call the American Heart Association or your local fire department and take a CPR and AED class. You could save the life of a loved one or be a hero to a stranger.